There are moments in life when we pass by someone quiet, someone ordinary, someone unnoticed, and we assume we already know the weight of their story. Yet history has whispered a truth again and again. Greatness rarely arrives wearing a crown. It usually comes dressed in simplicity. If you believe in messages that lift the human spirit, please like, comment, share, and subscribe so more people can hear what might change their lives. We look at faces, clothes, titles, and status and assume they tell the whole truth. But first impressions are shadows, not the whole person. Many of the world's brightest minds were overlooked at first glance. Behind every quiet person is a battle you cannot see. Behind every reserved smile is courage you never witnessed. Behind every ordinary, life is a chapter waiting to be awakened. Seeds don't sprout in the spotlight. They grow in the dark, beneath the soil. Likewise, strength is forged in silence, in nights of doubt, in unseen effort, in private resilience. When you judge quickly, you rob yourself of the chance to witness someone's rise. You blind yourself to who they could become, and who you might become by understanding them. When we choose to be patient, to be kind, to listen, we discover beauty in people we once overlooked. Every person has something to teach. Every soul has a gift waiting to be noticed. Maybe today you feel unseen. Maybe your potential feels buried. But what is hidden is not dead, it is growing. Your time to rise is ahead, not behind. If this message touched your heart, if it reminded you of your own worth, or the worth of someone you may have judged too quickly, please engage with this video. Your support helps these messages reach the people who need them most. Before we close, comment one thing you learned or one person you now see differently. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't overlook the quiet ones. Don't underestimate yourself. Greatness often grows in silence, until the moment it rises and changes everything. Appearances are powerful, but they are often misleading because the human mind takes shortcuts. When we look at someone for the first time, our brains instantly form assumptions based on looks, expressions, clothing, or status. It is a biological reflex, not a conscious choice. But just because the mind is quick does not mean it is correct. Many people walk through life trying to fit into the expectations created by others' first impressions, and in that struggle they slowly lose the courage to reveal who they truly are. We forget that the quietest person might be carrying the loudest dreams. The shy one might have the strongest determination, and the one who appears ordinary might hold extraordinary potential. History is full of people who were dismissed at first glance, yet went on to shape the world. And everyday life is no different. We encounter people whose greatness still sleeps beneath their surface, waiting for the right moment to rise. When we judge too quickly, we trap others inside the limits of our assumptions, and at the same time, we limit ourselves from discovering the depth of human character. Human sociology teaches us that people adapt their behavior based on how they are perceived. When someone feels judged, they shrink. When someone feels accepted, they grow. A single look of doubt can silence potential, but a single look of encouragement can awaken it. Every person carries invisible experiences, fear, hope, trauma, ambition, that cannot be measured by appearance. The strongest hearts often belong to those who learned to survive without applause. The kindest souls are usually the ones who faced storms without showing their scars. And the most brilliant minds might look ordinary, because their focus is not on impressing the world, but on building something meaningful. When we rely on first impressions, we miss the chance to form genuine connections. We overlook the genius sitting quietly in a classroom, the leader hiding behind uncertainty, the artist who hasn't yet found courage to speak, and the resilient human being who hides their strength in silence. Understanding this changes the way we interact with the world. It teaches us to pause, observe, and listen before concluding who someone is. It reminds us to give every person a fair space to reveal themselves. When we stop judging by appearance, we open doors to trust, compassion, discovery, and deeper human connection. Every person you meet carries a story that is far deeper than anything you can see on the surface. Human beings are shaped by thousands of moments, some joyful, some painful, some they speak about, and many they keep hidden because the world has not always been gentle with their truth. The person who smiles the brightest might be fighting silent battles every night. The one who stays quiet might be carrying memories too heavy to share. The confident one may be standing on a foundation built from years of insecurity they worked hard to overcome. This is the complexity of human sociology. We present only a small part of who we truly are because society teaches us to hide the parts that don't look perfect. When we walk past strangers or even the people we know, we forget that they wake up with fears, dreams, anxieties, and hopes just like us. Everyone has moments they are proud of and moments they regret, but those moments are invisible unless someone earns their trust. Life experiences shape attitudes, behaviors, and reactions. A person who seems distant may have once been deeply betrayed. Someone who avoids conflict may have grown up around chaos. A person who offers kindness freely may know exactly how it feels to receive none. And the one who pushes others away may be desperate for love, but scared to show it. There is always more beneath the surface than our eyes can register. When you understand that every person carries a hidden story, your interactions soften. You become slower to anger and quicker to listen. You start to realize that nobody behaves a certain way without a reason. The world becomes less threatening and more human. Instead of judging people for their reactions, you begin to recognize the roots of those reactions. Instead of labeling someone as difficult, strange, or unapproachable, you start to wonder what they have been through and what they might still be carrying in silence. This shift in perspective builds empathy, and empathy is the foundation of meaningful human connection. Sometimes the person who inspires you the most is the one whose struggle you never noticed. Sometimes the person who looks the strongest is the one who has cried the hardest. And sometimes the person who feels invisible is the one with a story powerful enough to heal others, if only someone cared enough to listen. When you remember that every person is more than their surface, you begin to appreciate the beauty and complexity of humanity. Greatness grows where no one is watching. And that truth is one of the most overlooked realities of human life. People often think that success appears suddenly, like a spotlight turning on, but real growth happens quietly in the hidden corners of a person's journey. The strongest individuals are shaped in private moments. Those late nights spent learning what others never see, the silent struggles against doubt, the decisions to keep going when nobody is cheering. Human sociology shows that people evolve most powerfully when they are not being observed or judged, because that is when they feel free to fail, learn, and rise again without pressure. Just like a seed grows underground where no eye can witness its transformation, human greatness develops in silence long before it becomes visible. Many of the world's most exceptional people first lived ordinary lives in ordinary places. Their greatness was growing silently as they practiced, attempted, failed, and tried again. From the outside, it might have looked like nothing special was happening, but beneath the surface their strength was forming. This is why it is dangerous to underestimate people based on what you see right now. Someone who appears quiet might be developing extraordinary patience. Someone who looks unsure might be building unbreakable resilience. Someone who feels invisible might be working toward a breakthrough that will one day inspire millions. The absence of visible results does not mean the absence of progress. It simply means the process is still unfolding. Human behavior also teaches us that people grow most authentically when they are away from comparison and external pressure. When no one is evaluating them, they experiment more bravely. They challenge themselves more honestly. They take risks that lead to real transformation. Growth in public often comes with fear, but growth in private comes with freedom. This is why many people who seem ordinary for years suddenly rise into greatness. They were evolving quietly, hidden from noise and judgment, giving their potential the time it needed to mature. Understanding this changes how we see others and how we see ourselves. It teaches us not to dismiss someone because their greatness is not yet visible. It teaches us not to give up on ourselves just because our progress feels unseen. Hidden growth is still growth. Silent effort is still effort. Every step taken in the dark prepares you for the moment. When the world finally sees the light you've been building within yourself. When you judge someone too quickly, you limit your own ability to see their true potential, and that limitation becomes a silent thief of opportunity. The mind loves shortcuts, so it forms quick opinions based on what is easiest to notice. Appearance, body language, tone of voice, or the first few seconds of interaction. But these shortcuts blur the truth. Human sociology teaches that the brain relies on stereotypes and past experiences to make fast decisions, not accurate ones. When you rely on these assumptions, you close your eyes to the complexity and depth hidden within every individual. You stop yourself from understanding who they really are, what they have survived, and what they might become. Judgment reduces a human being to a single moment, when their life is made of thousands. You might look at someone and label them as unmotivated, but you may not see the responsibilities weighing on their shoulders. You might call someone unfriendly, without realizing they learned silence as a shield. You might assume someone lacks talent, while they are quietly mastering skills that one day could surpass your expectations. Quick judgment blinds you to the unseen. It blinds you to resilience, to brilliance, to kindness, and to potential that hasn't yet had the chance to reveal itself. When you judge too soon, you miss the chance to witness a person's growth, and you miss the lessons their life could teach you. Judgment not only limits how you see others, it also limits how others evolve in your presence. People behave differently when they feel judged. They shrink, they withdraw, they hide their strengths, and they show only what feels safe. This makes your assumptions appear correct, even when they are not. Human behavior adjusts to the environment it feels trapped in. If you give someone a label, they might start acting in ways that match that label because they feel you won't see anything else. But when you choose understanding over judgment, you create a space where people can open up, grow, and reveal the parts of themselves that are usually hidden. You also limit your potential when you judge yourself too quickly. You might look at your present moment and think you are not progressing, not capable, or not strong enough, simply because you cannot yet see the results. Yet many breakthroughs happen quietly long before they appear on the surface. When you stop judging too soon, others and yourself, you give life room to surprise you. Humility is the doorway that allows us to truly understand people. Because the moment we believe we know everything about someone, we stop learning about them. Human sociology reminds us that people open up only when they feel respected, not judged. When you approach others with humility, you create a space where they feel safe to reveal their real thoughts, emotions, and experiences. This simple shift in attitude can change the quality of every relationship in your life. A humble heart listens before it assumes, observes before it criticizes, and seeks to understand rather than control. When you choose humility, you begin to see the layers beneath people's behavior, the fears that shaped them, the dreams that motivate them, and the struggles they carry quietly in their everyday lives. Many people you meet have never been truly heard. They have spent their lives defending themselves against judgment, criticism, or rejection. When they meet someone who listens with patience, instead of rushing to conclusions, they feel seen for the first time. This is the power of humility. It transforms interactions from surface-level exchanges into meaningful connections. You begin to notice the small moments, how someone hesitates before speaking, how they lower their eyes when they feel unsure, how their voice softens when they finally trust you. These small cues reveal more about their inner world than their words alone ever could. Humility also teaches you to appreciate the value every person carries. The individual who seems unimportant may hold wisdom shaped by years of experience. The one who appears lost may be fighting battles that have built incredible resilience. The one who is quiet may carry a depth of understanding that only emerges when someone shows genuine interest. By staying humble, you give yourself access to these hidden treasures within people. You learn from them, grow with them, and discover perspectives you never would have considered on your own. This mindset not only changes how you see others, but also how others see you. People are drawn to those who make them feel valued. They gravitate toward those who treat them with kindness and respect rather than superiority. When you lead with humility, you gain trust without demanding it, influence without forcing it, and connection without pretending. And as you continue to practice humility, you begin to notice something profound. The more you understand others, the more you understand yourself. Maybe today you feel unseen, as if your efforts disappear into the background, and no one notices how hard you're trying. But hidden greatness often grows in silence long before anyone recognizes it. Human sociology shows that people underestimate themselves because society teaches them to measure value through visibility, applause, praise, attention, and external validation. But real growth rarely begins in the spotlight. It begins in those private moments when you choose to push forward, even though no one is watching. The courage to continue when you feel invisible is one of the strongest signs that greatness is forming within you. You may think your progress is small, but small steps taken consistently shape powerful outcomes. A person who becomes strong does not feel strong in the beginning. A person who becomes wise starts by questioning themselves. A person who becomes successful often spends years being overlooked. Everyone who has ever risen to greatness has gone through a season where they felt unseen and unrecognized. That season is not a punishment, it is preparation. It strengthens your character, sharpens your skills, and builds your resilience without the pressure of an audience. When the world finally sees your growth, it will look sudden, but you will know it was built through countless quiet moments of determination. You may feel like your potential is hidden, but hidden does not mean absent. Hidden means evolving. Hidden means gathering strength. Hidden means preparing for the right time to emerge. Human behavior often suppresses potential when surrounded by judgment or comparison. But when you're alone, away from noise and expectations, your mind has the freedom to grow. You start imagining, creating, practicing, and learning without fear. This internal development is more powerful than any external praise. People might overlook you right now because they cannot see what you carry inside. Your ambitions, your discipline, your dreams, your silent strength. They only see the surface, but you know the depth of your effort. Trust your journey even if others do not understand it yet. One day your work will speak for itself. One day the confidence you're building will shine through naturally. One day the opportunities that once ignored you will search for you. Greatness does not arrive with noise, it arrives with growth, and growth begins quietly within you.